Okay, let's start. Other will join in between the class, no problem. So guys, topic for today is types of addresses in network. So we have two types of address. Address means how we are going to identify the devices in network. Guys, your name is what? One kind of address. Your physical complete address is what? A physical permanent address, right?
Yeah.
Like if I am saying that I am living in let's say Vivek Society in Surat, Gujarat, India. So there is only one place like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the entire world. So someone, if someone is going to send me a letter on this address, only I will receive the letter. So there is no any other
Yeah.
place like this. In the same way, in networking, to identify the devices, we have two types of address. One is physical address and one is logical address. Likewise, your physical address is permanent address. In the same way, in networking, physical address means MAC address, which is permanent
Mac.
address of device. And your name, like your name is what? Like my name is Praful, and there are many more people in the world who is using same name, correct?
Yes.
But my physical location is unique. In the same
Yes.
way, in the network, devices are going to use two address. One is physical address, that is going to be a permanent address of device. And another one is logical address, that is IP address.
Mhm.
Okay. So types of address means first address is physical address. Physical address, or what we can say to this address, MAC address, media access control address. And the second type of address is, guys, IP address. In IP, we have two versions, IPv4 and IPv6. We have IPv5 also, 3 also, but we are not using those versions nowadays, correct? We are using only
Yeah.
two versions, IPv4 and IPv6.
Okay.
Fine. So the first thing is, who is going to provide these addresses to devices? Let's say I'm one computer, right, which is connected with one switch. Switch is connected with router, router is connected with firewall, and firewall is connected with ISP.
Yes.
So who is going to provide these two types of address to my computer? So let's talk about the first address, that is physical address. So who is going to
Manufacturer.
provide the physical address, guys?
Manufacturer.
The
Manufacturing
manufacturer.
company, right? The vendor company
Mhm.
who have manufactured the devices. At the time of manufacturing, they is going to hard code one address on their NIC port, and that address is called physical address, or you can say MAC address. So MAC address is address of NIC. So one computer can have how many MAC addresses, guys?
One.
Why
No, how
only?
many?
One.
Sorry, how many we have
NICs are there,
in my season?
right? It depends on NIC. If
It depends on age.
you have three number of NICs on your laptop, that means your machine have three MAC addresses, right? The second type of address is IP address. Who is going to provide IP address to machine?
Only DHCP
Uh,
or from the
Network
ISP.
engineer. Even if DSCP
Yeah.
is providing, that means you have configured this DSCP. Now you have set to the DSCP server there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
network engineer is responsible to provide IP addresses to the devices, and vendor companies are responsible to provide the MAC addresses to the client machine. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, we are going to understand the MAC addressing, guys, physical address, and then we will come to IP addressing. So for now, topic is MAC address. Physical address you can say, or MAC address. MAC stands for media access control address.
Okay.
So the first thing about this address, guys, now as you are clear with this, vendor company is going to provide this address. Now what is the size of this address? So it is
12.
a
48 bit.
48 bits
Okay. Sorry.
address. And how we are going to represent it? We
Dotted
represent
decimal.
not dotted decimal.
Oh, sorry. क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
Hexadecimal.
Yes, it is
Hexadecimal. Yes.
represented in hexadecimal. Guys, now can anyone tell me how many bits is required to write down one hexadecimal character?
8. 1 byte is 8 bits.
No, no, I'm not asking this. I'm asking
What
you.
about the question again?
Question is this one. Let's say you have one hexadecimal number, and if you need to
Mhm.
represent that hexadecimal number in bits, as we are saying it is
8 bits.
48 bits,
10 bits.
not 10 bits. How many characters are there in hexadecimal? 0 to
15.
15?
F.
9.
15 means
15.
FF.
15
15
means
means
50.
FF.
F,
FF. Yes.
right? So how many characters are there total?
16.
16.
Right? So guys,
16. Yeah.
if you have 2 bits, so either I can write 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 or 1 1, right?
Yeah.
0 0 is what? 0, 0 1 is what?
0,
0 1 is 1,
1, 1,
2 and 3,
3.
correct?
Yeah.
So with the help of 2 bits you can represent this decimal number, right? 0 to 3.
Correct.
If you need to represent 16 like till F, you don't need
Correct.
3 bits, you need at least 4 bits, right?
Yes.
Because let's say you have 3 bits, so your value can be 0 0 0, 0 0 1,
0, 0, 1,
0
0,
1
1,
0,
0,
0 1 1, 1 0
0.
0,
Yeah. 1, 0,
right?
0,
1 0
1,
1,
0, 1,
1 1 0 and
1,
1 1
0 and
1,
1, 1, 1. Yeah.
right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7
Right.
8,
8.
right? So with the help of
3
3
bits
bits
can
we can
present, yeah.
represent only 8 character, right?
8 characters, yes.
So to represent one hexadecimal character you need 4 bits. 4
Okay.
bits. And guys, as you are able to see, the total size of MAC address is 48 bits, right? So how many characters are going to be there? How many characters will be there?
4.
Why 4, brother? One character means 4 bits. One
Successful.
character means
Okay,
4
okay.
bit.
4 bits, okay.
If there is 0, that means 0,
What
0,
48?
0, 0. So
Yeah,
48
okay.
divided by 4, that means 12,
4. 12, yeah.
right? So in one MAC address, guys, 12 character will be there, right? 12 character means 12 multiplied by 4, that means 48 bits. Clear?
Yeah,
Is it clear to all?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So let's say I'm saying this is one hexadecimal number, that is 1. So what will be the binary? 0, 0, 0,
0001.
correct? Okay. So now hope it is clear. So if I have to talk about the character in MAC address, total number of
Oh.
character in yes MAC address is
12.
12.
12.
Okay. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Guys, it is the correct MAC address?
No.
No. I'm getting some noise from somewhere. Please keep yourself on mute. Yeah. This is a valid MAC address. This is a valid MAC address, right? And the last MAC address, this is lowest MAC address, guys. And the largest MAC address can be what?
F.
Right? 12 times F. So my all MAC address is going to lie between this range only, right?
These two.
Yes.
This one is the lowest MAC address, this one is the largest MAC address, right? Now the representation of this MAC address will vary vendor to vendor company, right? So few company can represent this MAC address like this. See, another company can represent same MAC address like this. Right? Another company can represent same MAC address like this. There is no any difference between these 3 MAC addresses, guys. All are same. Getting my point? These all MAC addresses are same. Only representation is different. That depends on operating system, right? And as I'm telling you again and again that MAC address is globally unique, right? It is like physical address. So question is how Praful, right? Let's say there are two companies, Dell and HP. Dell and HP. How HP is going to assign the unique MAC address to their NIC port, or how Dell is going to assign the unique MAC address to their NIC port? How HP is,
maybe I
yeah,
maybe they have assigned one unique address at the beginning for those two different companies.
how HP is going to, how HP will came to know that this MAC address is already used by Dell?
No, I think they have purchased specific addresses, MAC addresses from or reserved for them.
Okay. So guys, to make it globally unique, what we did, we divide this MAC address into two part. We divide this MAC address into two part. First part is called OUI, Organizational Unique Identifier, and the second part is called vendor assign. Vendor assign.
Assigned.
OUI is also your 24 bits. This is 24 bits, and vendor assign is also 24 bits.
24.
So we divide MAC address into two part, in equally two part, right? 24 bits plus 24 bits.
Bits.
And there is one organization who is going to manage OUI. Anyone know the name
Yeah,
of that
IANA.
organization?
IANA.
INA.
Yeah.
INA. INA stands for what? Internet Assigned Number Authority.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are a manufacturing company, guys, let's say you are manufacturing networking devices. First of all, you have to purchase OUI from the INA, right? First of all, you have to purchase OUI from the INA. So let's take one example of Dell. Like there is Dell, another company is HP, fine. Both are going to manufacture computers. Both need what? OUI. So both company is going to purchase OUI from INA. Let's say Dell have purchased one OUI that is 0000. How many bits it is?
4 bits.
8 bit. 6 bit.
One character is representing 4 bits, brother.
Okay, okay. 6
Always
bit.
keep in mind this thing. So how many characters are there?
6.
6. So 6
6.
multiplied by 4, 24, right?
24.
Right.
So this is what OUI of Dell. Now guys, you know INA have record that I have already sold this OUI, right? I'm not going to sell this OUI again to any other vendor. INA have this record. Getting my point? This one which reserved, right? Now HP is going to request for OUI to INA. So let's say INA is going to provide another OUI that is 000001 to whom? To HP. And now this is also reserved. Got it? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
So what is the OUI of HP? 000001. Correct, guys? Now both companies are going to manufacture their computers, right? Let's say they'll have launched their first computer and they need 4 NIC. So they need how many MAC address? 4 MAC address. So it is going to add how many bits? It is going to add last 24 bits. 0, 0, colon, 0, 0, 0, 1, let's say. This is one complete MAC address, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For NIC1. For NIC2, 0000 colon 0000 colon 0002. For NIC3,
.000.000.000.003.
3, like this. Correct? Now guys, HP is also going to manufacture their first NIC. So what will be the MAC address?
000, comma 000.
1, like this. So now can you tell me guys what the MAC address, first MAC address of Dell and first MAC address of HP? See, the vendor assigned part is same, correct? But both MAC addresses are
Yes.
globally unique or not?
Not, sir.
Yes, complete MAC address is brother unique. You can see,
Yes, it's a unique. It's a unique.
Unique, yeah.
right? OUI is different. Vendor assigned
Where?
part is same.
Same.
Because of
Yeah.
OUI, both MAC addresses are unique. And now can anyone tell me Dell can manufacture how many MAC addresses with one OUI? 2 to the power 24 bits.
24
2 to the
bits.
power 24, right? Huge. In the same way,
Yeah.
Dell can manufacture 2 to the power 24 MAC addresses from one OUI. And after that,
Yeah.
again, if they need to create
Opt
another
for
MAC
others.
address, so they have to purchase what? OUI
नहीं
from
ऑनलाइन का क्या होता
INA.
है ना मसला
I
बच्चे
know.
And
मैं
INA have
देखो वो
also how many OUI? 2 to the
ऑनलाइन
power 24.
इतनी सारी
Huge.
फैसिलिटीज
24.
होती हैं जो ऑनलाइन बच्चे ना जवाब देते हैं ना उनका ध्यान है कि मुझे पता नहीं चलता है नो लाइक वीडियो ऑन नहीं करते तो ये सब चीजों में फिर पढ़ाई ऐसे होती नहीं है मुझे अभी स्कूल
Okay. So guys, what will be the last MAC address of Dell from this OUI? Right? This is the last MAC address of Dell from this OUI. Yes or no? And what will be the last MAC address of HP from this OUI?
00010 FF.
Correct? So this is the guys MAC addressing. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So MAC address is a physical address of a device assigned by vendor companies. Size of this address is 48 bits. We represent it in hexadecimal. So we have total 12 character, right? Range can be from 12 times 0 to 12 times F. And we divide the MAC address into two parts. One is OUI, second one is vendor
OAI and
assigned.
assign.
OUI is 24 bits assigned by INA.
INA.
And last 24 bits are vendor assigned.
Vendor assign.
Right? Who is going
Provided
to
by INA.
provided by vendor company. Provided by vendor company.
Company INA.
So if you want to check the MAC address in Windows operating system, like how Windows operating system is representing a MAC address.
Config/all.
Are you able to see the physical address?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
6C, 6A,
777.
How many characters are there?
12 character.
12 characters are there, right? I can paste it over here as well. Let me paste it here. This is MAC address on Windows operating system, right, guys? If you
Yeah.
want to check the how Cisco is representing a MAC address, as I told you, representation can be different, but there will be also 12 character only. Someone can represent same MAC address 6C, 6A, colon, 7749, colon, DEC3 like this. There is no any difference between these two MAC address, guys. Both are same. Now in Cisco IS, how MAC address look like? So for that, what I will do, I will take any router, let's say this router. On this router, I'm going to configure one interface just to show you the MAC representation in Cisco IS. Say no to this config T interface F0/0, say no set, and IP address 10.1.1.1, let's say 255.255.255.0. Done. So interface F0/0. What is the MAC address here?
00C8501C01 CA01
How many characters are there?
12.
12. Only representation is different from Windows operating system. Yes or no?
Yes.
So whenever you will see this type of representation, guys, that means this is MAC address on Cisco IS. Whenever you will see this type of representation, that means this is MAC address on Windows operating system. And you can check the representation on in other operating system as well. Now if anyone have question in MAC address, please let me know. Otherwise, I will start what? IP addressing. Can I start IPv4 addressing?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So first thing about IPv4 addressing is what? Guys? Size. Who is going to assign IP addresses on devices? You guys. Network engineer.
Engineer.
So it is and 32 bits address. Fine. Size of IPv4 address is 32 bits. Represented in
Binary.
dotted decimal.
Dotted decimal.
Dotted decimal.
Decimal.
Right. We have 4 fields in IPv4. They are fields. So if you will divide 32 bits address into 4 fields, each field will carry how many bits?
8.
8 bits. Good question, good answer. So each field is going to carry 8 bits. Right, guys? Now you tell me, by using 8 bits, what minimum value you can represent by using 8 bits? If
0,
all
0.
bits are 0,
Yes. No.
then you will get what minimum value? That is 0. And the maximum value can be what? If all bits are 1, then what value you will get?
255.
255. This is just binary to decimal convergence. I'm expecting you all know the convergence from binary to decimal and decimal to binary. If anyone have problem, guys, in the convergence, please let me know how to convert binary to decimal and decimal into binary.
Just show one example. So
Yeah,
just
let me give you one example. See, first of all, you have to follow one formula. That formula is 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5, 2 to the power 6, and 2 to the power 7. How many bits we have? 8.
8.
Right? Guys, what will be the decimal value over here? 2 to the power 0 means 1. Right? 2 to the power 1 means 2. 2 to the power 2 means
4.
4.
4,
3,
8,
4,
button 33, 30,
16,
16,
32, 2 to the power 6 is 64, and 2 to the power 7 is 128.
128.
This is formula, right? You can write down somewhere, you can take one screenshot of it. Now let's say you need to find the binary of what? Any value, tell me the any value, let's say 8. Right? So you will check, brother, how I can get 8, which bit I need to on. Here, these are bits. These are bits.
2, 3.
See, if I will on this bit, let's say by default all bits are 0. if I will on only this bit and rest bits are 0, then what decimal value I will get?
1,
1, right? If I will on this bit, what decimal value I will get?
2,
If I will on this bit, what decimal value I will get?
4.
And rest all bits are 0, right? If
Yes.
I will on this bit 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 1, then what decimal value I will get?
4 and 2.
4 plus 2, 6,
6.
right? So here what value I want to get? 8. So I need to on which bit?
2 power of 3.
2 to the power 3, right? So this bit is 0, this bit is 0, this bit is 0, this bit is 0, this one is 0, this one is 0, this one is 0. This is what binary value of 8,
8.
right? So now you tell me what will be the binary of 10?
2 power of 3 and 2 power 1.
So I need to on this bit plus this bit. So decimal value 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0,
0.
right? In the same way, you can find the binary of 15. Tell me the binary of 15.
15 is 12, 13.
8 plus 4, 12,
12.
plus 3,
Complete 1, 1.
right? This one is also 1, this one is also 1, right? Means
Yes.
4 times 0 and then
And
4
1.
times 1. This is binary of 15. Is it clear?
Yes.
There is another method as well. Like you need to convert 15 into binary. So you can divide it with 2. So what value you will get if you will divide this with 2, guys? Here
7.
7,
7.
and you have
Yeah.
common what 1, right?
Yeah.
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 Then again divide it with 2. What value you will get? 3. Again
3.
you have common what 1. Again you can divide it by 2. What value you will get? 1. You have
1.
common what 1.
1.
And you can add this one over here, right? This is binary of 15,
15.
right?
Okay.
At the starting you can put 40. Okay,
Then.
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
So in the
Yeah.
same way, if you will convert 255 in binary, like you have what value? 1, 2, 4, 16, 30, sorry, 8,
32,
16, 32,
16, 32,
64, and 120.
64, and 28.
If you will add this all value, guys, you will
All
get
in
255.
256.
255.
255,
Yeah.
right? Means all bits are
1.
1. I'm talking about the one field, right? And like
Yeah.
this, we have how many field?
4 field.
4 field.
4.
So in one field value can be what? 0 to 255. And we are
Yeah.
separating the field with dot. Then guys, in second field again range can be what? 0 to 255.
Same.
In third field also range can be what? 0 to 255. In third field also range can be what? 0 to 255. And one field can be known as by a octet also, right? Because we have 8 bits.
Yeah.
8
8
bits is
bits.
called octet,
1 by.
Octet.
right? So we can say we have 4 octet, right? Each octet is going to carry 8 bits. By using 8 bits, we can represent the minimum value 0 and maximum value 255, right? So the minimum, the lowest IP address can be what, guys? 0.0.0.0.0, right? Means all bits,
Yeah.
all 32 bits are 0. In
Zero.
first bit, all bits are 0. All 8 bits are 0. Here all 8 bits are 0. Here all 8 bits are 0. Here also all 8 bits are 0.
0.
And the largest IP address can be what? All bits
One,
are
one,
1.
one,
Means
one, all
255, 255.
255, 255, 255.
That means my all IPv4 address is going to lie between this range only, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in front of you, I am going to write one IP address, guys, here. Let's say 10.150.300.10. Is it a valid IP address?
Yes.
No, 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 no. 300
no.
not.
Now
No.
interviewer will ask you why it is not valid IP address. Tell me the reason.
The maximum value can be 255.
So you can see here, see the third octet. We have only 8 bits. And with the help of 8 bits, we cannot represent 300, right? The maximum value can be 255 only.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why this IP address is incorrect. If I'm writing IP like this, 10.255.200.10, is it a valid IP address?
Yes.
100% yes. 0.0.0.0. Is it a correct IP address?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't
But
worry,
sir,
if someone is thinking that this IP address is reserved profile, this is not usable. I'm not asking like that. I'm asking you just it is a valid or not.
Valid or
It is
invalid?
correct or not. So it is a
Yeah.
correct, right?
Yeah.
255,
well,
yeah.
if we put this IP address in any computer,
You cannot configure this IP address, brother.
okay,
Okay. Then this one is
It is
valid or invalid?
valid,
valid. It is a
valid,
broadcast address.
This one
260
is also a
valid.
valid, right? Yes. Okay. So hope it is clear, guys, that in one field value can be 0 to 255. And we have total 4 fields, right?
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
separate each field with dot. Right. So this is basic about IPv4 addressing. Just 1 second. I'm getting one call. Hello. Yes. Anyone have question, guys, in this? Any question till here? In MAC address and IPv4 address?
No.
Now, tell me how many number of total IPv4 address we have? 2 to the power 32? Because total size is 32 bits, right?
Yes.
So total number of IP addresses is 2 to the power 32. And guys, imagine the population and the use requirement of IPv4 address, right? So according to the requirement, we have very less IPv4 address, right? Because almost all people are using what? Multiple IP addresses. Like you have one laptop as well. You have one smartphone also, right? In the television also nowadays we are using a smart TV, right? Their IP address is required. Even your car key also need one IP address, right?
Yeah.
You can lock or unlock your car through car key remotely. That means both devices are going to communicate with each other. How they can communicate? Basic requirement of communication: source MAC, destination MAC, source IP, destination IP, right? So that's why we have, brother, shortage of IPv4. At that time we had shortage of IPv4, and to reduce the shortage, the first thing what we did, we divide the IPv4 arrays into classes, just to reduce the shortage, right? To reduce the shortage, we divide IPv4 arrays into classes. Like, you can use IP address according to your requirement. If your network size is less, then you will use IP address from a particular class where you will get less number of IP address. If your network size is very large, then you will use IP address from different class, right? Where you will get lots of IP addresses like that. So if someone will ask you guys why we divide IPv4 addresses into classes, so answer is very simple. Answer is this: to reduce the shortage of IPv4 address. That's it. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now we divide IPv4 address into some classes, that is class A, class B, then class C, then class D, then class E, like this. Class E is not for you. This class range IP addresses are reserved for research center like ISRO, NASA. These research centers are using IP address from this class, from class E. Class D is reserved for multicasting, right? Again, as a network engineer, you have to learn the multicasting, right? So this class is for you. But for now, These upper three classes are important for you. And now you only need to learn class A, class B, and class C IP addresses. Fine. As a network engineer, you are going to work on these classes: class A, class B, class C. As I told you, class D is used for multicasting. That means the IP addresses from this range is already defined to the services. Let's say Netflix. Netflix is broadcasting their video on what address? On multicast address, right? And if you have joined that multicast group, that means you will get the streaming, right? Now let's talk about the class A. So guys, we divide IP addresses into classes to reduce the shortage, and we have divide the IP address into classes on the basis of value present in first octet, value present in first field. That's it. There's no any relation between classes and second octet, third octet, and fourth octet. Right? Doesn't matter what is value in third octet, second octet, and fourth octet, right? But the value present in first octet is going to define what? Class. Clear? So what I am saying, if value in first octet is from 0 to 126, that means this IP address belongs to class A. Clear? What happened?
0 to remaining other three fields are 00, right?
It can be anything. Don't worry about those three fields. We will discuss. Okay. If value present in first octet is from 0 to 126,
Okay.
that means that IP address belongs to which class?
Class A.
Class A. This is not 126. This one is 127, by the way. Right? 127, not 6.
So total 128.
Means 127 is reserved for loopback, but again, loopback IP addresses are from class A only, right? So this is going to be the range of class A. Okay. If I will talk about the range of class B, so guys, if value in the first octet is from 128 to 191, that means that IP address belongs to which class? Class B. And if first octet value is between this range, 192 to 223, that means these IP addresses belongs to class C. Then class D. Guys, I'm getting some noise from somewhere. Please mute yourself, brother. Please. Yeah. From the class D, guys, what will be the range? From where range will start?
224.
220.
जाऊन संध्याकाळी घेऊन लागेल त्याचे पॅकिंग करून ठेवायला लागेल त्याला काय द्यायचं ते
239, I think you can check it. Right? Then what will be the range of this one? Class E? 242, 255. Clear? So if I will talk about the complete range of class A, guys, what can be the complete range of class A? See, 0.0.0.02, 127.255.255.255. Yes or no? This is range of class A. Yes or no?
Yes.
If I will talk about the range of class B, so what can be the range of class B, guys? 128.0.0.02, 191.1.1.255.255.255. Yes or no? What is the complete range of class C? 192.0.0.02, 223.255.255.255. Clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now question is how I get this range for class A. How I get this range from class A. So guys, what we did actually, we reserve 1 bit for class A, we reserve 2 bits for class B, and we reserve 3 bits for class C. So see, the total length of IP address is 32 bits, but we are dividing IPv4 addressing into classes on the basis of first octet value, right? And in first octet, how many bits we have, guys? 8.
8.
So out of that 8 bits, I'm going to set first bit will be always 0. First bit will be always 0. Now how many left bits we have?
7.
7. So if I will set all rest bits as 0, that means I will get what? Minimum value,
Yes.
right? If I will set all rest bits as 1, then I will get what?
Higher
Maximum value, right? So here what value you will get? 0. And here what value you will get?
255.
Not 255. This one is what? 128. This one is what? 64. This one is what? 32. 16.
Okay.
8. 4. 2. 1. Right? So 128 is 0, right? So if you will multiply 128 by 0, it will become 0. So you need to add these all values. And if you will add these all values, you will get what value?
127.
127, right? So this is how I get range for each classes. For class A, we have 1 bits reserved, right? First bit, that will be always 0. So guys, in CCNA 2000301, Cisco is commonly asking one question, that how many network I can design from class A. So most of the people are saying 2 to the power 8, because they are thinking for class A we have 8 network bits. But always keep in mind, for class A we have already reserved 1 bit. So we have how many free bits in first octet? Only 7, right? In the same way, for class B we have reserved 2 bits. First bit will be always 1 and second bit will be always 0. Now how many left bits we have? 6. So if I will set all 6 bits as 0, then I will get what? Minimum value. And if I will set all 6 bits as 1, then I will get what? Maximum value. So what value you will get over here? 127.
128. 127. Yes.
127. 128, na brother? This is 128.
Yes, sir.
Right.
128. Yes, yes.
128. You will get what value here? 128. And here what value you will get? 128 plus 0 plus 32
32
plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, right? So if you will add this all value, you will get what value? 191. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So here guys, value will be what? 128, and here value will be what? 191. So this is how I get range from for class B. So how many free bits are there for class B in first octet? 6. 6 only, right? 2 bits are reserved, right? No one is going to change this value, right? These are reserved by INA. In the same way, for class C, we have reserved 3 bits. First bit is going to be always what? 1. Second bit is also going to be 1, and third bit will be always what? 0. Right? Now, how many rest bits you have? 5. So if you will set those all 5 bits as 0, then you will get minimum value. If you will set all bits are 1 as 1, then you will get what? Maximum value. So here value will be what?
192.
128 plus, this is 128 and plus 64, right? 128 plus 64, 192.
192.
So here we will get value what? 192. And here what value we will get?
223.
223. Very good. So this is how we find range for each classes. Okay. So always keep in mind, guys, from now, from the today class, that you have only 7 bits in class A. You have only 6 bits in first octet in class B, and you have only 5 bits in first octet of class C. Correct?
Yes.
क्लास सी में आपके लिए कितने बिट्स है बस फर्स्ट ऑक्टेट में 5,
5. 5.
क्लास बी में 6 और क्लास ए में 7.
Sure.
Fine. Let's move. Now, any IP address. First of all, let me write some IP address here. 10.10.110.255. This IP address belongs to which class?
Class 1.
Class A.
Class A. Class A.
Class A, right? Okay. 100.100.255.254. This IP address belongs to which class?
Class A.
Class A. Let me write one
Yes.
more IP. 1.1.256.1. This IP address belongs to which class?
This is not valid IP.
This is not a valid IP address, right?
Yes.
So okay, let me correct it. Let me say 255 here, and here
Class
I'm
A.
going to say 0. Yes. This IP address belongs to which class?
Belongs to class A.
Class A. Very good. Now 172.16.1.1. This IP address belongs to which class?
Class
B.
B.
Class B. 130.130.130.111. This IP address belongs to which class?
Class
B.
B.
Class B. And 192.168.10.1 or 10. This
C.
IP
C.
address
C.
Class C.
Class C.
class C. And 224.1.1.1
Class
Class
D.
D.
Class
D.
class D.
D.
Very good.
Class D.
And 250.255.255.1
Class
Class
E.
E.
class E. Okay, so you will see whenever we will discuss the multicasting, right? And in EIGRP, OSPF, we will talk about the multicasting address. That is reserved for EIGRP or OSPF. You will see all multicast address will start from here on only 2 to 4. The multicast address of EIGRP, multicast address of OSPF, right? Will start from here only. And most of the time, whenever we are checking our IP address, we are getting IP from this range only, right? 192.168.10 dot something like that. Even you can check the IP address of my device right now. Right.
Why sir we using this?
Now it
IP?
depends. It depends, brother. You know, now as I told you that first we have divided the IPv4 address into classes. Why we divided? To reduce the shortage. Now, how we are going to reduce the shortage? It depends on network size, right? It depends on network size. So if network size is what is small, then we are going to use IP addresses from class
C.
C. If network size is large, then we are going to use IP from this class. If network size is very large, then I am going to use IP address from this class. Okay.
And class E.
Class E. Class E, it is for research now, and this one is for multicasting. Class D is reserved for
Multicasting.
multicasting, and class E is for research.
Research.
Fine. Clear, guys? Why we are getting most time 192? Because this IP address belongs to class C. And guys, in class C we have less number of IP addresses. Here also you can see as compared to class B, as compared to class E. Right. Now each IP address is combination of two things. Each IP address is combination of two things. First one is network bits, and second one is host bits. Network bits plus host bits. See, why we have network bits and host bits, guys? Just assume that there is one network like this. There is one switch, right? And then we have lots of PCs here. Let's say 100 PC. So all 100 PC will have one IP address, correct?
Yes.
And this switch is connected with one router. Router is connected
Yeah.
with, let's say, what, ISP. So router need to maintain how many entries, guys, in their table for these user?
100.
100,
Yes.
because all
Yes.
are using IP address,
Yeah.
right? So like this, if router is going to make one entry for each devices, for each end devices, right? Just imagine the entry on the, in the routing table of router, right? In the LAN network, right? Let's say there are 10 lakhs user or 1000 even user, right? So router is going to maintain 1000 rod for the user only, right? So as I told you, the normal router can handle up to 1000 prefixes only, 1000 networks only in their routing table. So router is going to represent a complete user, these all 100 user from a single network ID, from the single network
Right.
ID. That is like, the main member of your family is network ID, like maybe your grandfather, and you all are under his guidance. So he is what network ID and you guys are what particular IP address, right? In the same way, each IP address will have one network ID. Like I am writing one IP 10.10.10.10. So this is the IP address, this is correct IP address, valid IP address. But this IP address belongs to which network? How router is going to know this network? That is called what? Network ID. And network ID is like main member of family, right? So to find the network ID of this particular IP address, you need two things. How many network bits are there and how many host bits are there, right? And guys, the tool who is going to tell you how many network bits are there and how many host bits are there in a particular IP address is called
So
Submit. Submit mask.
subnet mask, right? This is the tool who is going to tell you how many network bits are there and how many host bits are there in a particular IPv4 address. Got it? And for each classes, we have a predefined subnet mask. Like for class A, my subnet mask is class A. My subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. For class B, my subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. For class C, my subnet mask is
255.255.255.0.
0. So 1 means network bits and host, 0 means host bits. So guys, how many network bits are there in class A?
1.
Network bit one.
8, 8 bits are 1, na?
8 bit.
So all 1 are network bits. That means how many network bits are there? 8,
8.
right? And how many host bits are there?
4.
30, 20,
8 in,
2 bits,
yes,
24.
24. 8 in second octet, 8 in third octet, and 8 in fourth octet. So total number of host bit is 24.
24.
So guys, in class A, always keep in mind network bits are 8
8,
and host bits are
24.
24.
right. In the class B, how many network bits are there?
16 plus 6.
16 network bit.
Yeah, network bits. Network bits are 16
16.
and host bits are
16.
in class C. How many network bits are there?
24 network bits and 8 host bit.
24 and host
8.
8.
clear to all?
Yes.
Clear to all, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now let's assume you have one IP address. IP address is this one, 10 10.10.10, and you need to find what network ID of this IP address. So you need subnet mask. What is the default subnet mask, guys? First of all, this IP address belongs to which class?
Class A.
Class A. And what is the predefined subnet mask for class A?
255.0.0.0.
Correct. So first of all, when you will look at IP address, first of all you will find the class, and after the class you can find the
Subnet mask.
subnet mask. And now to find the network ID, you need to convert both into binary. Both into binary.
Binary.
So what will be the binary of 10? Binary of 10? 0, 0, 0,
0,
0,
0.
1, 0, 1, 0. Correct?
Sir, how can you have मतलब क्या बोले, याद कैसे है
कौन सा?
हुआ आपको ये कि 10 के लिए वो तो
वो
उसका
तो
कैलकुलेशन वी
प्रैक्टिस
हैव
से
टू
हो जाएगा.
कैलकुलेट
आपको
यस वी हैव
स्टार्टिंग
टू
में करेक्ट.
कैलकुलेट
यस, स्टार्टिंग
128 64 32
स्टार्टिंग में क्या करना पड़ेगा? प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद
यस
खुद ही याद हो जाएगा. So I also don't know what is binary of 150. If I need to convert 150 into binary, I will use a formula, right? But 10 is not common for me. So I am teaching again and again, right?
यस
So at the initial time, guys, if you are doing these things for first time, make sure you will, use the formula. And binary of 255,
1111
0.
यस 0
And now, guys, here you need to perform AND operation. What do you need to do here? You need to perform AND operation. How many of you know AND operation? AND operation. Maybe in engineering, if someone is from the engineering background. In AND
Either one,
operation,
then
0, if input is 0 and output is 0, then you will get what value?
0.
0
If input is 0, 0, then output will be always what? 0.
0
If input is 0, 1,
1.
if there is noise from your side, then please keep yourself on mute, brother. I am speaking anything. If you have question, then you can unmute yourself. If you want to keep yourself on unmute, then please check the environment. Like if there is noise, then please try to keep yourself on mute only. If input is 0, 1, then also output is going to be what? 0. If input is 1, 0, then also output is going to be what? 0. If input is 1 and 1, then only output will be what? 1.
1
So in only one scenario you will get one output if input is 1 1. So okay, tell me the first bits, guys. First value is what here? 0 on the top and then 1.
0,
So 0 1 will be what? 0. Again 0 1 0, 0 1 0,
0,
0 1 0. Then 1 1
1, 1,
1. Then 1
0,
0 1 0, 1 1
1, 0,
0. And here in third octet all bits are going to what? 0 na?
0, 0, yeah.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the output. Now you need to convert it into decimal again. So what is the decimal value of first octet?
10.
10.
10,
Dot. Decimal value of this octet?
0.
0,
This octet?
0,
This octet?
0.
So this is what?
10.0.0.0.
What is this? This is network ID of this IP address. Okay?
oh
So like this, if someone will ask you what is the network ID of 10.11.12.13, what will be the network ID, guys?
We
10.
should first of all we should change it
10.0.0.0 only, because again you are going to multiply this field with 0, right? This field with 0, this field with 0, so this all field will become what, 0, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
here
sir.
you are going to multiply this value with 1, right? So here you will get same value, correct?
Hmm.
Right.
Yes.
So what is the network
Yes,
ID
sir.
of 1.255.10.11?
1.0.0.0.
Correct?
Yes,
Clear
sir.
to everyone?
Yes.
5.255.255.10. 5.0.
1.0.0.5.0.0.
5.0.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let's move to class B. Let me write one IP address here. 172.16. Let me write the easy one. 129. 29 is fine. Let's say 10 dot 254 dot, let's say 10. What will be the network ID of this IP address?
129.0.0.0.
But
129. 129
yes,
dot 10.25, sorry, 10.0.0.
because this IP address belongs to class B, so submit mask will be 255.255.0.0, right? You are going to multiply this octet with 0, this octet with 0. You are going to multiply this octet by 1, this octet by 1, right? So here you will get same value, here you will get same value, here you will 0, here 0, like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Clear, guys, to everyone how we are finding the network ID of a particular IP address?
Yes.
In the same way, if I have IP address like this 192.168.10.254, what will be the network ID of this IP address?
92.
192.168.0.198.168.0.0.
10.0.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
So hope this is clear to all. Any question, guys? Anybody till here? No?
No, sir. No.
Okay. So length of IPv4 address is 32 bits, right? We are representing it in dotted decimal. We have 4 fields. Each fields carry 8-bit information, and by using 8 bits we can represent the decimal value from 0 to 255. So range of IP address can be 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. Then to avoid the shortage, we divide IPv4 address into classes. So we have class A, class B, class C, class D, right? Class D and E is reserved for other purpose. As a network engineer, you are going to work on class A, class B, class C. The range of class A is 0 to 127. The range of class B is 128 to 191, and the range of class C is 192 to
192.255.
230 or 2 to 3, whatever.
223.
223. Then how to find the network ID? To identify the network bits and host bits in an IP address, we have the tool. That tool is known as subnet mask, and we have a pre-subnet mask for each classes. For class A, subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. For class B, subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. For class C, subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Right, where 1 represent network bits and 0 represent host bits. Correct? Fine. And to find the network ID, we need to convert both subnet mask and IP address into binary, then we can perform AND operation. We'll get the network ID. Correct? So this is what, guys, we have covered in IPv4 addressing. Right? But after the subnetting, still we have shortage. Still we have shortage of IPv4 address. Just think how we have still shortage. Let's say in a company, you are a network engineer in a company. That company have 4 departments. Department 1, department 2, department 3, and department 4. 4. Correct? Guys, in each department there are 50 users. 50 users here, 50 users here, 50 users here, 50 users here. From which class you are going to use IP addressing?
Class A.
Class A. Brother, just assume how many IP addresses you have in class A. Class
Class
A.
C.
One
How many host bits are there?
host bit 24.
24. That means
24.
you have 2 to the power 24 valid IP addresses in class A. You know how? See, your network ID is 10.0.0.0. So first valid IP address is going to be what 10.0.0.1, right? Second IP address is going to be what 10.0.0.2,
True.
right? After some time, your IP address is going to be what 10.0.0.255. Then your IP address will be 10.0.1.0, right? So after some time, your IP address is going to be 10.255.255. Let's say 0. Then after some time 10.255.255.255. Now you don't have any IP address, right? And as first IP address is network ID, last IP address is broadcast ID. If you want to send a broadcast message in the network, you will use last IP address. So how I am getting, guys, the valid IP addresses? From the host field only, right? See, the network portion is same in all IP addresses, right? We cannot change this portion, right? This is reserved for network.
Network.
So we will get the IP address, means valid IP address from the host portion only, right? And how many host bits we have in class A? 24. So we will get 2 to the power 24 IP address in class A, right? 2 to the power 4 is 2 to the power 24 is. Can anyone calculate it? What value you will get here?
255 into 255 into 255.
No, just type it in Google, 2 to the power 24. Are you checking?
Yes, sir. 24.
16,777,216.
16.
16777
एक करोड़ सड़सठ लाख
777
सतहत्तर
216.
हजार 216.
1677.
Triple
Twelve.
seven,
दो
sir.
सौ
Triple
सोलह.
seven, 216.
216.
216, sir. 216.
216.
216.
Okay. Right. So if you need only 50 IP address in a department, you are going to use IP address from this range, from class A. This is for very large network, right? For class B, how many host bits we have?
16.
So 2 to the power
16 bit.
16 IP addresses we will get here. What is the range? Sorry, what is the value?
65536.
655356. For class C, how many bits you have? 8.
8.
How many IP addresses you will get?
64.
Huh?
128.
No.
256.
2 to the power
256.
128. 256.
So
Yes.
brother, if you need to read
256.
a network ID for a department where you need only 50 users, right? Means 50 IP addresses. From which class you will pick IP address, right?
Class C.
Class C only, right?
Yeah.
Class C only. But guys, in class C also, if I am picking one network, right, that means I cannot use that network, in other branch. So if I am using a network from class C, that means I am wasting how many IP addresses? I need only 51, right? 50. Only 50. That means still I am wasting 156 IP addresses that I cannot use in any another branch or in any another department, right? So just assume if we need a network for 4 department, right? I have 4 department: department 1, department 2, department 3, and department 4. 50 users here, 50 users here, 50 users here, and 50 users here. Now my manager told me to pick IP address from class C, right? So let's say I pick one network ID for this department, that is 192.168. Let's say 1.0. For this department, 192.168. Let's say 2.0. For this department, 192.168.3.0. And for this department, 192.168.1.0. 4.0. Like this is just a 4 department, right, in a single building, right guys. At the same place we have multiple building. Let's say we have 10 number of building in the campus, right, and in all the building there are 4 departments, let's say. So for each building we need 4 different networks, right? And like this, if let's suppose I have 50 branches, right, across the world, so on all branches we have same campus, so we need lots of subnet, means lots of network ID, yes or no? And in
Yes,
each
sir.
department, brother, tell me how many IP addresses is required? Only 50. And how many IP addresses you are getting?
256.
256. Means you are wasting how many IP addresses in this department?
206.
156, right? That you cannot use in your other department, right? Or in your other branch office, in different location, in different building, because those all are part of your network only, right? So if you will use the same network in 2 department, network will overlap there. So to reduce now this type of wasting, we come up with subnetting. We come up with,
Subnet.
see, first we have divided the IPv4 address into classes, right? But still we have problem. So that's why we come up with what, subnetting. So reason of subnetting is what? Again, to reduce the wastage. To reduce the wastage of IPv4 addresses. We divide IPv4 into addresses into classes to reduce the shortage, and then we come up with subnetting to reduce the wastage. With the help of subnetting, you are going to reduce this wastage, guys. In each department you are wasting 156 IP address, right? So with the help of subnetting you will reduce it. You will divide the network in such a way that network size is going to be what, like 64. Right now network size is 256. Minimum size of network is 256. But you are going to divide network whose size can be 4, can be 8, can be 16, can be 32, can be 64, can be 128, right? Like that. According to your requirement you can divide the network. Even if you need 50 IP address in this department, 20 IP address in this department, and let's say 10 IP address on this department. So now your size of your network is variable, right? So you can divide the network in such a way so that for this department you will get IP address around 64, for this department you will get IP address around 32, and for this department you will get IP address around 16. So it is good or not?
Good.
Why is clear, guys? Why is clear or not of dividing IPv4 address into classes, and then why we come up with subnetting? Hello?
Yes.
Subnetting is not clear still, sir.
Okay, just wait. Just wait. Okay. Brother, yes, tell me, what is the minimum size of your network? What can be the minimum size of your network? Means how many IP addresses, minimum number of IP addresses you will get in one network?
256.
256? If you
2
will use it
IP.
from the class C?
2 IP.
No, no.
256.
256.
Yes. Maximum 256 from last list 256 from class C.
List 256, right? But if you need only, let's say, 10 number of IP address, then you are going to waste many IP addresses, right? That you cannot use in your different network.
Yes.
So to reduce this wastage, we come up with subnetting. Now question is, what is subnetting, guys? So the size of my network is, the minimum size of network is 256. So subnetting is
Yes.
nothing but a process of dividing large network into a smaller network.
Smaller network.
Subnetting is nothing but a process of dividing large network into multiple network, into a smaller network, you can say, right? Definitely,
Yes,
if I
sir.
will divide it into two parts, then in one network valid IP address is going to be reduced, right? So for now I am going to give you one simple example, guys, just to make you understand the subnetting. Let's say I have one router here and then I have two department. Both department have one switch, and then here there are some users. Here also we have some users. Okay, let's say here the number of user is 120 users are there, and here also number of users are 120. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's say here for now I am using subnet 192.168.10.0. Here I am using network 192.168.20.0. In both sides I am wasting how many IP addresses? See, total number of IP addresses is what? Total IP 256.
Yeah.
Right. Valid IP address means excluding network ID and broadcast ID. That means valid IP addresses are 254. I have divided the two. I have subtracted the two. One for network ID, one for broadcast ID. Okay. And how many IP addresses need an IP address means need IP address 120. Right. And the waste IP address, guys, WIP address 254 minus 120.
124. 134.
134. Right. And same thing in network 2 also. This is N1 network 1, this is N2 network 2. Same thing is happening in network 2 also, right?
Yes, sir.
Clear, guys?
Yes.
Can I move?
Yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah, let me take one screenshot of it, because this I'm going to use this diagram to make you understand the subnetting, complete subnetting one. Right. So guys, we are going to use subnetting just to reduce this wastage, right, in the both side. I am going to divide this network into two parts. So total number of IP addresses are 256, right? So if I will
Yes,
divide
sir.
it, then how many IP addresses I will get in one network? If I am dividing into two parts, 120,
128.
128 plus 128. In both network, two IP addresses are reserved, one network, one host. How many valid IP addresses are there?
123.
126. Right? Guys, I can configure this scenario with a single class C network also, yes or no?
Yes.
If I have a tool to divide it into two parts, right? So same thing I am going to achieve through subnetting. Fine. Now, subnetting. Process of dividing large network into
Smaller network.
clear.
Yes, sir.
Guys, subnet mask for class A is 255.0.0.0. We can represent it like this also, /8. Slash, the difference between the subnet mask and /8 is what? Here we are only representing network bits. That how many network bits are there in class A. And this slash notation is known as CIDR. Classless interdomain routing. Classless interdomain routing. This particular slash notation is known as, slash notation of subnet mask is known as CIDR. Right? Through CIDR we can check the number of network bits. Through the subnet mask we can check network bits as well as host bits. But through the slash value also you can calculate the host bit. How? You know the total size of IP address is 32 bits, and if slash value is 8, right, that means you can subtract 8, right? So out of 32 bits IP address, if 8 bits are network bits, that means 24 bits are what?
24 bits host.
Host bits.
Host.
right? If you have a /9, if you have /9, then tell me how many host bits are there?
It's 23.
23. If slash value is 24, how many host bits are there?
8 bit.
8 bit. And how many network bits are there? 24. No, this is network bits only, brother.
Yes.
That is representing network bits.
Network bits.
So if you have slash notation, you can find the
First
host
bit.
bit, right? Now for class B, in the same way for class B, subnet mask is 255
255 255.0.0.
dot 0. So what will be the slash notation or CIDR value?
16.
Right? Means 16 network bits are there. For class C,
8.
255
slash value will be what?
8.
24.
24, no brother?
Okay.
24 ones are there, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So this is CIDR value, guys, last value, and this one is submit mask. So by default, CIDR value for class A is /8. By default, CIDR value for class B is 16, or by default, CIDR value for class C is
24.
24. Now, to divide a network, a large network, into a smaller part, you have some formula. Formula like number of network. Number of network. How to find the number of network? Like, I need to divide a large network into two parts. So my number of network is 2. And the divided network, the smaller part of network, can be known as by a subnet, because it is a subnetted network, right? After the subnetting, you have get this network. So that network can be known as by subnet as well. Subnet. Subnet means subnetting, and net means network. Means subnetted network. Clear? And formula is 2 to the power n, where n is what?
Network bit.
Varying bit.
And
Network vector.
Network.
borrow bit.
Borrow bit.
Borrow bit means what? The bits what I am saying? The
Here
bits
is borrow
which
bit.
goes
The
into
bit which goes to host
host
portion from
portion
network.
from the network portion. This is what? This is small n. Right? So guys, now tell me, I need to divide a network into two parts. What should be the value of this n? I have a network 192.168.10.0 slash value is by default what?
16.
Oh, this one is IP address of class C,
Okay. 24.
24.
right? 24. This is my network. I need to divide into two part. Two part means 2 to the power n is the formula. What will be the value of n?
24.
So that I can get value what? 2 or greater than 2. So that I can get 2 or greater than 2. Now you tell me what n value you will put over here in this formula. If n is 0, then how many network I will get?
One network.
If n is 1, how many network I will get?
2.
2. And I need how many network? 2. So n value will be what?
3, 4.
N value is
1.
1. Small n is 1. And guys, the bits which goes into host portion from the network portion. So in the network portion, how many bits are there?
24.
In host portion, how many bits we have?
8.
8.
All are 0. But I need to borrow one network bit over here, correct? So this bits has goes from network portion to host portion. Why? To get two network, to divide this network into two part. So I have to borrow one bit. Now can anyone tell me guys what will be the new slash value? Now how many network bits?
Slash 25.
How many network bits we have now? 25. So slash value will be what? 25. Kahani khatam. Story end. If this is clear, that means everything is clear. Now guys, I need to divide this network into four part. This time I need to divide this network into four part. So formula is 2 to the power n. 2 to the power n should be what, greater than or equal to 4. Now this time what will be the n value? If n is 0, I will get
2.
what value? 1. If n is 1, what value I will get? 2. If n is 2, what value I will get? 4.
4.
Right? So n should be what?
2.
2. So this time I need to move how many network bits in host portion, guys? First 3 octets, all bits are 1, right? In the last octet, I need to borrow 2 bits, right? I need to borrow 2 bits.
Okay.
N should be 2 means I need to turn on 2 bits in the host portion. Getting my point? If I need 8 network, then how many bits I need to borrow?
3.
3.
3.
If I need 16 network, how many bits I need to borrow? 4.
4.
Yeah.
Right? And rest all bits is going to be what? Same, 0. So if you will borrow 1 bit, guys, you will get 2 network. If you will borrow 2 bits, guys, 1 1, then you will get 4 network. If you will borrow 3 bits, guys, you will get 8 network.
8
If you will
network.
borrow 4 bits, guys, you will get 16 network, and so on. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is the first formula of subnetting. Let me talk about the second formula. Second formula is number of network is clear. Number of
Yes, sir.
host. So 2 power 2 power h minus 2. This is formula. 2 to the power h minus 2. Now guys, let's say you have one department. In that department you need 50 IP addresses, right? So your formula to calculate valid host, this is formula valid host. Let me write here, let me correct it. Host is also fine, but I think valid host is, or valid IP address you can say. Valid IP. Formula to find valid IP address is 2 to the power h minus 2. So you need how many valid IP address? 50, right? So this formula should be greater than or equal to 50. Now can you tell me guys what will be the h value? What will be the h? Can h1? No. Can h2?
7.
No. Yeah.
7.
4 of 5.
7.
What should be the value of h?
50.
7.
5.
5.
No, that is also
If you will
32.
put h equals 0, then you will get what value? 1. If h is not 1, you will get minus 2, by the way.
Minus.
Minus 1. If h is 1, then 2 minus 2,
Minus.
0. If h is 2, then 4 minus 2.
2.
If
2.
h is 3, then 2 to the power 3,
8 minus 2.
6.
6.
If h is 4, 16 minus 2, 16
14.
minus
14.
2 to the power 4 means 16 minus 2, 14. If h is 5,
32 minus 2, 30.
30. If h is 6,
64 minus 2.
62. Now here is your requirement, right? You need 50 IP addresses. So if you will put H6, then you will get 622 IP address. That is fine, right?
Yeah.
So here H is going to be what? 6. H is going to be what? 6. So 2 to power 6 minus 2 means 64 minus 2 means I will get how many valid IP addresses?
62.
62. Fine. Now you tell me, if you need 30 valid IP addresses, what H value you will put there?
5.
H should be what this time? 5. And if H is 5, then how many IP addresses you will get? 2 to the
30.
power 5 minus 2, yani this means 32 minus 2. 30.
30.
Fine. So you can divide large network into a smaller part according to number of network also, on the basis of valid host also, right? Right, guys?
Yes.
For now, I have only these two formula. I will use another formula later. Just let me show you something now. Let me take one IP address, that is 192.168.10.0 slash by default 24, but I am going to use what? 25. That means, guys, how many network are there?
25.
That means there are two network, na brother? I have borrow 1 bits. I have borrow 1 bit. By default slash value is 24 and I am saying slash 25. That means what? I have borrow 1 bit from host portion.
Okay.
I have turned on the 1 bit, right? So total number of network bits is now 25. So subnet mask of slash 25 will be 255.255.255.
0.
Not 0. 25 means what, guys? In first octet 1, this
128.
is 1.
First.
Yes, 128, right? Because in fourth octet
But
value is like this 1.
there will be two network address.
Okay. So see, this is the network ID, right? So subnet mask of, if you will convert this binary into decimal, you will get what value?
128.
128,
128.
right? So here value is going to be what? 128. 128. Clear till here? Clear, guys, till here?
Yes, sir.
Now I need to find what? First network. So first network will start from your main network like 192.168.10.0. How you can find this network? Now you can convert this into binary and this into binary, and then you will apply AND operation. You will get same value, right? You will get same value. So this is your first network. This is your first network. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Then what is the second network, guys? Who is going to tell you the second network? Means from where second network is starting? For that I have one formula. Formula to calculate what? The network size. Means next network is starting from where? You can simply use this formula, 256 minus subnet mask of last octet. So what is subnet mask of last octet? 128, right? Right, guys? Subnet mask of last octet. First octet 255, second octet 255, third octet 255, fourth octet 128. So 256 minus 128. What value you will get? 128. That means your next network is starting from here. And you will add this value in which field? In which octet? In that octet where last one is present. Guys, all the theory, all the story is based on that octet where last one is present. Like, see, this subnet mask is important, right? Because last one is present in fourth octet. That's why this subnet mask is important, right? We are subtracting this subnet mask. So you are going to add this value in that octet where last bit is present. So last bit is present in which octet? Fourth octet. So you will add 128 in fourth octet. Then next network will be what? 192.168.10.0 plus 128 means 128. This is your second network ID. Clear? Got it, guys? How I find the second network ID? Second network is 192.168.10.128. I have subtract the last subnet mask from from 256. Whatever value you will get, you will add that value in the octet where last one is present. Like in my scenario, last one is present in fourth octet. That's why I have added 128 in fourth octet, right? So this is what network ID. This is what network ID. This is network ID of network 1. This is network ID of network 2 or subnet 1, subnet 2. What will be the first valid IP address of network 1, guys? Correct? This is first valid IP address, yes or no?
Yes.
Second IP?
2.
Last IP?
127.
120.
Very good. 127. Right? What will be the first valid IP address, guys? First IP address of this network?
129.
9.
Second IP address?
130.
What is the last IP address?
254.
Right? So
254.
again, this is what broadcast address of first network. This is what broadcast network of last
Second.
network, second network, right? Then what is the last valid IP address of first network?
6. 6.
And what is the last valid IP address of second network?
254.
254.
Guys, this network is just starting from 10.1 and ending on 10.126. That means how many valid IP addresses are there?
126.
126. Here also 126. This is your network ID for department 1. This is your network ID for department 2. The only thing that you need to do over here is you need to configure now /25, not /24. So if I am going to define, let's say, this IP address to machine, I will say 192.168.10.2, 255.255.255.128, like this. Subnet mask of /25. Clear?
Yes.
Now guys, if I need to divide same network into 4 parts, let's say
Hello.
4
Hello.
part, then how
हा,
many bits
बोला.
I need to borrow?
म्हणजे तुम्ही काय म्हणताय? कोण?
Okay, so I need to borrow 2 bits, right? This
Yes.
time, because formula of number of network is what? 2 to the power n. So if n value is, if n is equal to 2, then 2 to the power 2 means 4. I will get 4 number of networks, right? So if I need to divide this network into 4 part, n value is going to be 2. That means I am going to borrow 2 bits. If I am going to divide this network into 8 part, then n value is going to be 3, right? That means in fourth octet, value will be like this: 1 1 and 5 times 0, right? If guys in fourth octet, I'm talking about the fourth octet only, value is 1 0 0 0 0 2 4 6 7 8 2 4 6 7 8. Fine. So this binary of last octet is going to divide network into how many part? Cisco can ask you this question, that this binary is going to divide a network of class C into how many part? So how many bits I have borrow here?
1 bit.
1.
1 bit na? So 2 to the power 1 means 2.
1. 2.
If in the last octet of class C value is 1 1 and 6 times 0. So how many bits I have borrow here? How many
2
network
bits.
bits
2.
goes in host portion, in host bits? 2. That means 2 to the power 2.
2.
4.
4.
Right. If I have borrowed 3 bits, that means I have divided the network into 8 part, right? Like this. Clear, guys?
Yes.
right? So if someone will tell you to divide this network into 4 parts, you will use /26, right? And you know how you will get /26 with the formula, right? 2 to the power n only. So if slash value is 26, then subnet mask is going to be what? 255, 255, 255 dot. Guys, /26 means in 4th octet,
तो
2 bits are on
दो
and
दिन
6
चार
bits are off, right? And this value is 128,
128
and this value is
plus 64
64,
192
right? So here subnet mask will be what? 192, correct?
192
192. Guys, my first network 192.168.10.0. My second network, tell me fast.
um, so, so
6,
64.
64. Very good.
Yes.
Because formula is 256 minus subnet mask of last octet 192. That you will get what value? 64. So you are going to add this 64 in which octet, guys? Where last one is present. Last one is present in 4th octet. That means you are going to add over here, right? Okay, so second network. This is first network. Let me write here. First network. Second network. Tell me the second network.
192.168.
192.168.10.64.
Third network.
192.168 10.192. No,
192.
128. Sorry, 128.
Fourth network.
120. 192. 192, 168, 10.192.
Clear?
Yes.
To all. Anyone have question, guys? Till here? Please ask, because now we are going to solve advanced question of subnetting, right? So if you are not clear with basic, please let me know. If there is anyone.
I still am not clear, sir. How can we identify the last person?
Second network.
Yeah, sir. Second network or third, fourth, so on.
Actually, see, brother, what I did here. What is the subnet mask in last octet? 192. 192. I have told you 3 formula, right? One formula is, let me write the formula in your WhatsApp group. Where is CCNA? Yes. Number of network is 2 power n.
N.
Correct?
Yes,
Number of valid host or valid IP address is
2 power h minus 2.
2 power h minus 2. And how to find next network ID? What? 256 minus subnet mask of last octet,
person.
right? Guys, I have written the formula in your language, I think. So brother, see what I did here. I have subtract last octet subnet mask from 256. So if you will subtract it, what value you will get? 64. Correct?
Yes.
Now here I have added the 64. Then again I have added the 64. Then again I have added the 64. Why I am adding 64? To get the next network. Right? To get the next network, I am adding 64 in the network ID. Clear now? Okay. Now guys, I am asking you question. Tell me, what is the third valid IP address of first network. What is the third valid IP address of first network?
1, 2, 3. 192.168.10.3.
What is the second last IP address, second last valid IP address of network 1? Okay,
Come
what is the
again, the second
broadcast?
last.
What is the broadcast address of network 1, first network?
63.
192.168.10.63.
192.168.10.63. So
60.
I'm last
Yes.
valid IP address of first network.
62.
Yes,
192.168.10.62.
62. Second
Yes.
last valid IP address, 61. 10th valid IP
Yes.
address. Now I'm not writing the
10.
question. I'm asking you directly,
10.
right? Okay.
10.
10.
192.168.10.10. Because 1 is the network address, yes.
Correct. 0 is the network address.
Yes, sorry, 0 is the network address, 1 is
What
the
is
first
network
address.
ID of fourth network?
192, 192.168.10.192,
92.
yes.
192.
What is the broadcast address of third network?
191.
192.168.10.191,
Very good. What is the fifth IP address of third network? Fifth valid IP address.
192.168.34. 134.
33,
Good.
133.
Guys, see,
Fifth.
if someone will ask you like what will be the fifth IP address of first network, then you will say 10.5,
5.
not
Yes.
10.5, 10.4, fifth IP address. And if someone will ask you what is the fifth valid IP address, then
Okay, okay.
10.5. This is
Okay, okay.
including network ID means fifth IP address. And this one is valid
IP
IP
address.
address, valid, that we can
Yes,
configure on
yes,
devices,
yes.
right? If you will try to configure, see network ID on the router, it will not take. Like this is my router. Configure T, interface F0/0, IP address 192.168.10.0, 255.255.255.0. What it's saying? That subnet mask,
Network mask.
right? But if I will say 1.1, it will take. If I will say what? 128, then also it will take, right? Because it is valid IP address, right, brother? But can anyone tell me if I will set value 128 over here, then will this router take this IP address?
Uh,
Why?
because 128
The last
IP address
digit of
subnet
your
mask is
password.
wrong.
Slash 25,
Yes,
right?
25.
CIDR value slash 25. According to this, we have divided the main network into two parts. So this is second network ID, right? This is second
Yes,
network ID, right? You can
Yes,
configure
sir.
the
Yeah.
valid IP address, no problem. You can configure the 129, but not 128 because 128 is the other network
Second.
ID. You are able to configure this one, right? Can I configure 64? Tell me guys, can I configure it?
No, sir.
Arey yaar, why not?
I think yes.
How many network you have here? Two? Because you have borrow one bit, right? First network ID is 192.168.10.0. Second network is 192.168.10.128.
And 128.
10.128. Very good. So last IP address of this network is
127.
192.168.10.127, and last IP address of this network is 10.255. Correct. So first valid IP
Yes,
address 10.1, last valid IP address
26.
10.126. Right. Here last first IP address is 10.129 and last IP address is
254.
10.254.
124.
Right. So you can configure any IP address from this range as well as from this range, but you cannot configure this IP address, this IP address, this IP address, and this IP address. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, 64. I can configure the 64 over here. It will take. See, right? It is taking. But if I will set 192 over here, then can I configure 64? Then I configure 64, guys. If I am saying 192, that means I have borrow how many bits? 2 bits. Correct? 2 bits. Means we will get
Yes.
4 number of networks.
Using
And your
chat.
first network will be 192.168.10.0. Second network 64.0. Third network
64.
128.0. Fourth network 192.0. So this time you can see 64 is one.
Yes. 10.64.
Right. Sorry, 10.64.
Yes.
Correct? So this time dot 10.64 is a network. Right, guys? In the same way, I cannot configure 64. Now you can see I'm getting the error, bad subnet mask. Can I configure 128? 128?
128 also same position it can configure, I think, because it's also network address.
Yes, this is third network, right?
Yes.
This is third network. In the same way, I cannot configure even 192 because this one is my fourth network, right? Okay, can I configure 63? This is interesting question. Means only 63. 63. Can I configure this one?
This is a broadcast address. Yes. No.
This is broadcast address, right? Of first network. First
Yeah.
network or second network?
First net.
Second network. First network broadcast ID.
First network broadcast
Yeah,
address.
sorry. First network broadcast. Sorry. Extremely sorry. First network broadcast ID.
Yes. Yes.
Can I configure this one? 191? No. Why? Because this
This
is
is also
broadcast
broadcast address of the second network address.
third network, na? Third
Third
network.
network. Yeah, sir.
Third network. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right. And now, guys, see, let's say here my IP address is .1 and then 255.255.255.0. This is my original subnet mask, right? And I am going to configure one IP address from the same subnet on the another interface as well. Let's say on interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Say no set here, and then I am going to say IP address 192.168.10.2 255.255.255.0. What it's saying?
Overlap.
This network is overlapping with fast Ethernet 0/0. Why? Because on fast Ethernet 0/0, this network is already running. So how router have came to know that both network is same, guys? Anyone?
Because router always identify the network address only.
Correct. So see, there are two interfaces 0/0. On this interface, you are running what network? You are on this IP address. That means network ID of this IP
Yes.
address is
0
10.2.
10.0.
10.0.
10.0. Yes, 192.168.10.0.
0.
And now you are configuring which IP address? 192.168.10.2
10.2.
on 0/1. So again, router is going to calculate the network ID. So what will be the network ID?
Same. Same.
Same.
1
12168
and 10.0.
So that's
10.0
why I tell you what this IP address is this
overlaps.
network is overlapping. Correct? Can I configure 128 over here? 128 or 120, 130? No.
E-
This IP address is also overlapping, right, guys? Because again, network ID is going to be what? Same, right?
Yes, yes. It's slash 24.
Right. But if
Yes.
I will set slash 25 on both sides, see on interface 0/0, interface f0/0, here I am going to say IP address 192.168.10.1 and 255.255.255.128. I've set what slash value this time? 25. Then
Slash 25.
go to interface f0/1 and here also say IP address 192.168.10.130 255.255.255.0, sorry, 128. See, it have taken. How it have taken? Because again router is going to check what means network ID. So what is the network ID of this IP address? 192.168.10.0 na network
Zero.
ID. What will be the network ID of this IP address?
192.168.10.129.
This time you can see both network are different, right? This time you can see both network. This IP address belongs to different network and this IP address belongs to a different network. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is why router have taken it. Got it? Now guys, I'm going to give you one question of subnetting. Few questions of subnetting. Okay, what I will do, I will send the PDF of submitting question to you, and you need to solve all the question from class A. And tomorrow I will cover class B. Sorry, today you need to solve from the class C. Tomorrow I will cover class B and class A. Then we will see the VLSM, how to divide network uniformly. This is what? Ununiform. This is uniformly. Tomorrow we'll see how to divide ununiformly. Like now you can see the length of all network is equal, right? Let's say here you have divided this network into 4 part, and you can see the length of all network is same, right?
Yes, sir.
The number of users are same in all networks. So we need to understand the VLSM also. Maybe tomorrow we'll cover the VLSM as well. Then here let me check the subnetting PDF is subnetting basic. No, yes, see, subnetting Q&A. Let me open it. Guys, this PDF is going to ask you very easy questions, so you can solve it. Like let me show you few one. Like you can see here, it's asking what? Enter the last valid host on the network that the host 110.86.86.62/27 is a part of. This is also a valid IP address, right? So first it's asking what is the network ID of this IP address, and then it is asking you the last IP address of that network, right?
62.
Oh my god, don't need to solve right now, brother. Calculate it, do it by yourself and just hear your answer. Like answer of first question is B, C, D, like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then
What are the maximum number of
subnet means
hosts for?
divided network, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you are using this subnet, guys, tell me how many network you will get. This is question of CCN 200301 exam paper. If this is the decimal value, that means I have on how many bits? 1, 2, 3. See 128 plus 64 plus 32. What value you will get here?
224.
224, right? That means you have borrowed 3 bit, right? And formula to find number of network is 2 to the power n.
Slash
N is
26.
3. N is
Slash
3.
27. 27.
Number of network, yes, slash 27. Number of
27.
network you will get is what? 8. That means option A is incorrect. Option B is also incorrect. Option D is also incorrect. Only option C is correct, right? You don't need to calculate the host, right? Most of the people are, in exam, they are solving the both thing, number of network also and host also, and then he is going to answer. So unnecessary, you are wasting your time in the exam, right? So if there is any one option with 8 subnets, you don't need to check what number of valid host. If there are two options with 8 subnets, let's say here also value is what? 8. Then you need to check what? The maximum number of users. So what is the formula, guys, to calculate number of user? Now find the number of user. Valid host formula.
Valid
2h minus 2.
So
2 raised to the power h
this is
minus
slash
2.
27 means out of 32 bits IP address 27 are network. Then how many hosts are there?
5 bits.
5. So 2 to power 5
5 bits.
minus
2
2,
to the 4 to the 8 to the 16, 32, 32.
30. So which one is the right
Yes,
answer?
30.
Correct. So in one subnet, 30 host will be there. This is formula valid host only, right? Find valid host. Valid IP address. Like this, guys, there are many more questions. So just try to solve all the questions from class C only. And tomorrow I will teach you class B and class A. Okay. So I am going to send this
Oops.
PDF. Oh, just give me a second. So like this, I'm going to give you task as well, right? In the routing also, in the switching also. I will share some question to you and you need to share your answer. If anyone is not going to share their answer in group, guys, tomorrow I will ask to him directly first. Then we will move.
Okay, sir.